Hello. How's it going? Can you hear me? Hope everything is well with you. Make sure I'm unmuted in my software. I am. Great. Today's Thursday, December 4th, 2025, 12:01 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I believe today is Jay-Z's birthday. Yeah, it's his birthday today. I think it is. I'm pretty sure. Isn't that the name of the song, December 4th? Sean Carter was born December 4th. Weighing in at whatever. Anyway, that's all I have to say about that. How are things? Things are going well. Yeah. Got a couple new Patreons this week. I believe. Let me just take a look here. We got some new Patreons. We've got. We got Scarlett. Dew is her name. Scarlett Dew. She's a new Patreon member. Thanks for joining, Scarlett. Then we got an individual by the name of Smirk to Kill. And he's also a free member. Thank you for joining. Hope everybody's ready to build along with us. And then we got a top tier new member named Enchilada. And he's current gear. His tier is a gear maker. So thank you, Enchilada, for joining and supporting the channel. Really appreciate it. Thanks everybody for supporting the channel. I really appreciate everybody, signing up and following along and stuff. It's super awesome. It really is. Speaking of Enchilada, this individual has got some really interesting experiences to share with us. Me too. Hey Ed, what's up, man? Nice to see you. Hope everything's going well with you. But Enchilada's got some interesting experience. Sounds like he's modified a SP-12, which is really cool. Looks like they've been making gear for a while. Made some preamps and mics and stuff. So really excited to see. Really just excited to have them on board. It's very exciting. Yeah. Oh yeah, no worries. No worries, buddy. No worries at all. Yeah. Yeah. That's it's good to help out the parents when you can, Yeah. It's it's a good idea. What's been going on this week though in the Making My Gear world, the universe, the Making My Gear universe? Well, I had some family obligations earlier this week that I had to take care of, hence another Monday with no live stream. Yeah, it sounds really cool. I'm really excited to dig in to what Enchilada has to offer. Sounds like a lot of really cool experience modifying and designing something very, very, very similar to what we're doing. So it's really cool. Very, very cool. Yeah, I've been working on the new video, which, you know, it's not, it's not the big, like sound test or anything like that I'm sure everybody is just chomping at the bit for. But, it needs to be done for the true beginners out there, right? Because there will be people coming along that have never even programmed a microcontroller before, or, made an LED blink with an Arduino, and they're going to want to build along with us, right? So I just want to have my bases covered, so that everybody feels like we're at the same place. And one other thing that I want to mention, actually, and this is for the new subscribers to the Patreon, just so they're aware. Yep, exactly, you do. You know what I did, actually? You know what I should do? Check this out. Boom, there's the chat. Look at that. Like we're living in the not too distant future. This is great. I was actually speaking with my dad on the weekend, and he said, I watch your live streams and I can't follow what everybody's saying. And I said, well, you can open the chat replay if you want. And he's like, it would be a lot cooler if you had it on the screen. And I said, you're right. So there it is in all its glory. I don't know how big it's going to be. So, it's a work in progress. It's, one of those things. Not just another little blip in the making my gear world, right? Another technical hurdle achieved and another technical issue in the making. So I need to figure out, I've been watching some other live streams and I need to figure out how to do like the fancy ones where they have like animated characters dancing up and down and stuff. That seems pretty neat. I'll have to figure that out one day. We'll get there. But this is for now, this is, I think it's solid, right? Anyways, what was I saying? Oh, I wanted to mention, for the new Patreon members, just so everybody's aware, of the pacing of this project, is that, I just want to make sure everybody's on the same page in understanding that the S3-1200, I am executing this project sort of as I go, learning as I go. So there are things, that I already have kind of figured out. There are some things that I'll be figuring out kind of on the fly. And that's why the videos get released every 2 weeks as opposed to weekly, which what I was doing with the ESP32 sampler videos. And I'm finding that it's a lot better for people who are trying to keep up with the project to have videos every 2 weeks. So just so everybody's aware, everybody's on the same page, everybody has the expectation that videos are coming out for the S3-1200 every 2 weeks. Now that there are Patreon members that are getting some early access to stuff, it will typically be a couple days before. When we're in the programming stage of things, I might try to do like a nightly build kind of thing with the code, depending on how successful I am that day or if I need help or feedback. Those are all things that are, I just want everybody to be aware of. So, excuse me, just so that everybody has an understanding of how the project is going to move forward. But it's really cool though. We got a lot of, we got some, new people around, that are doing similar projects that are, have a much deeper understanding, that's for sure, than I do of the original unit. So that's going to be really helpful, and I'm really excited about that. Yeah. My knowledge of, I've never actually used an original SP-1200. I just know that what beats were made with the SP-1200, and I'm excited to kind of, get into that. But anyways, yeah, that's about it. That's about it for updates in terms of how things are moving along. That video, just so everybody's aware, let me pause for a moment. The introduction to the ESP32 S3 will be next Wednesday's video. So yeah, so like I said in the previous video, it will be focused on kind of just like a basic, the basic idea of the sampler, because we're using multiple microcontrollers. So I'm going to break down kind of like my thought pattern in terms of how that's going to be divided. Not even that deeply, but just how things are going to be, basic lay of the land with those two microcontrollers, and sort of what each function the dedicated controller will do, right? And then we'll install the Arduino IDE. If we hit any technical hurdles with the Arduino IDE in terms of functionality of the S3, we'll switch over to a different IDE. But for now, the Arduino one will be fine. Probably get us, I would imagine that it'll get us 90% of my way there. And then we'll do, what else are we going to do in that video? We're going to do, we have to install a library, a board manager library, for the ESP32, right? So we can actually program the board. And then we're going to do a super basic Blink sketch, upload it to the microcontroller, and do upload it to the microcontroller, and then power it with the power supply, right? So yeah, pretty basic stuff, but very much needed. Ed is saying something caught my attention from earlier, Dave. I don't know if you use StreamYard or OBS. I think StreamYard may have the sort of animated YouTube chat things that pop up. Or I don't know, that's solely on the YouTube side. Right. Okay, cool. Yeah. That's good to know. I'll definitely take a look at that. I'm actually using OBS. Hey, Brian, what's up, man? Good to see you. Glad you could make it. I'm not crushed. I'm not crushed that you guys came. Thank you for that. Yeah, so, by the way, I also got this handy little overhead tripod now. It's like I can't really show it to you, unfortunately. Well, I guess I could, but it'd be weird. I guess I could show you. I could lift it up. See? It's got one of these kind of things. Look at that. And then there's it's basically like a giant U that you attach to it. Yeah, so now I'm not fiddling around, and I can walk around and do what have you. Hey, Russ. Nice. Good to see you, man. Thanks for coming. Yeah, happy to have you. It's early in your side of the world, right? Yeah. So, I guess we're into our Echo Park. Back to the Echo Park. Ay caramba. I tell you, this Echo Park really boils my potato. And but I did figure out a little something, or at least I have a working theory on how to fix this thing. So I guess let me go to the desk. So there we go. Look at that. We got the chat. We got, isn't that cool? We got the chat now. We got the desk. We got me up in the corner. So fancy. So pro, right? Anyway, I got the SP-404 Mark II hooked up due to the fact that my little amp is not very loud, because I remember last week Russ was saying that he couldn't hear anything. So I got the 404 Mark II hooked up so I can hook up the guitar to it, and we can test the pedal once it's hopefully turning on and off. Now, one of the things is that we were working on last week is these metal discs, right? These concave metal discs. Yeah, yeah, right. Pro status. And anyway, I was looking on the past live stream where I accidentally dislodged this button. And I'm about 99 point, well, maybe not 99. I'm about 92% sure that they all sit the exact same direction, like so. I'm like, I was looking over that footage, I zoomed in, and it looks like they all came out this direction. So anyways, after the stream and after I calmed down last week, I started pressing it, like the three of them together, and I can definitely move it now. So I don't know what I was thinking last week that I couldn't even move them, but you can definitely move them. So I'm probably correct in thinking that the orientation is this way. So I'm going to assemble it all together, okay? And with the orientation of these like that against the PCB, and then we're going to test it. And one of the things I realized too was, check this out. On the bottom of the enclosure, it's got this little like brace for the PCB. So my thought is that the PCB probably sits like directly on this, right? So when you press the button, you shouldn't have to press that hard, right? For this button to be activated, because the PCB is like supported behind this little, I guess you call it like a standoff, this metal chunk of the enclosure, which I didn't even notice last time. So I think when we're testing it, we have to assemble the whole thing every single time, which kind of sucks, but at the same time, it makes kind of sense. So I'm not mad. I'm just mad at myself for not noticing it before, which is kind of like typical repair stuff, you know. Yeah. So then the other thing was that, and we'll get there, but that little ring that I put on there, I was wondering if maybe I made it a little bit too thick, and it might not be fully centered in the opening for the button, and so it might be getting actually caught on the lip. So I've got a way of testing that too, and what I've got is a dry erase marker. So we're going to assemble the button as I think it should be assembled, put the enclosure back together, test it. If it still doesn't work, if it still doesn't, sorry, if it still doesn't turn the effect on and off, then I'm going to color one of these, the top one, with the dry erase marker, and then assemble it all back together, and then engage the switch and see if I'm getting an actual mark on this little button top. And then we'll know at least if we're centered in this opening here. So that's the basic idea of what we're going to do today. I'm hoping this works, and if it doesn't work, then yeah, I don't know. We'll go from there. I might have to remove some material from here. Basically just enough material that it doesn't suck itself back in, right? So I might have to, we'll cross that. Just, you know what? Stop. Let me stop there. We'll cross that bridge if we have to get there. And I've also got some nail polish remover, as Russ suggested, for cleaning up some of the dry glue, because I was noticing that it wasn't, excuse me, sometimes it wasn't fully retracting, if that makes sense. So we're going to do that first, actually. I've got my Q-tips and my nail polish remover, and we're going to clean up this sort of area that I accidentally got that super glue in last time. So yeah, I think that should be pretty good. And then if that doesn't work, then I don't know. I'm at a loss. The other option was if all of this doesn't work, then I'm thinking that I'll ask the owner if we can go ahead with a modification of the enclosure. Because, yeah, unless I luck out and find a part in a very broken version of this, you know, it's just not worth it. It might just be easier to do. I forget who said that. I think it might have, I can't remember which person mentioned that, but it's definitely a worthy suggestion. So yeah, I'm just trying to clean up the excess around kind of like the opening. Yeah. So how's everything going with everybody else? Brian, how you doing, man? Everything good? Everything going well with you? And Russ, how's the move going? Hope everything's going well for you. Ed and I already talked about helping his mom, so I know what's going on with him. By the way, Ed, I checked out that beat tape. Sounds great, man. Seriously. Sounds awesome. Love the sample choices. Sounds great. Okay. So I'm going to just go once more around the edges here, and then I'm going to try tapping the button a couple times, and hopefully it'll move every time. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I bet. Yeah, the holidays are fast approaching. My wife and I, we've got I've got a lot of shopping done, which is great. Yeah, got a lot of shopping done, so that's good. Got 2 kids who are very excited about Santa. So it should be pretty fun. Yeah, Ed, it sounds awesome, man. It sounds really good. What did you use the teenage engineering stuff for that? I know that you'd use the what is it, the PO33 or something, right? Yeah, Russ, man, I'm telling you. Yeah, moving's not fun. Not fun. But hopefully the new place is good. Oh, sweet. Nice. Yeah, pocket operators they look really fun. I've never used one before, but they look really fun, and I always want to, the knockout too. That's one that I've been, I kind of want in the back of my head, but then I'm kind of like, you know what, I can make it. Let's keep our eyes on the prize here, right? SP-1200. We're making an SP-1200. Or a sampler like the SP-1200. I think this is pretty good. It's definitely not the maneuvering the switch. Oh, cool. Nice. Yeah. Are you're going on holidays, Brian? That's great. Hopefully you're done at a good time. Like you get a nice chunk of time off. Oh, cool. Yeah. Yeah, the 202. Love the 202 as well. I used to have a Dr. sample back in the day. It was like pretty much like the first hardware sampler that I owned. Yeah, it was pretty cool. I always loved it. I used it more as like an effects processor though, because I was still heavily, I was playing like in a band at the time. And so it wasn't really like I wasn't like, triggering samples or anything really. Yeah. Yeah, it's well, you get a nice chunk of time though, right? Because you get the Thanksgiving stuff done, and then you have to wait a couple weeks, right, for Christmas. But yeah, I hear you. Work less, live more, as they say. That's what I say anyway. Okay. Yeah, it is chilly here. I'll tell you that much. It is chilly, and there's a little bit of snow on the ground. This morning it was -2, -2 degrees Celsius, frosty. Yeah, not like ridiculously cold. It gets colder, but cold. Okay, so I've got the switch back in, correctly oriented, cleaned up all the junk. Right, now we need to, I should probably put the screw, do you think they should put the screws back in? I'll put the screws back in. There's only 4 screws. Oh, Russ, I don't know if you saw last week, Brian and I were troubleshooting this thing for a little, probably about an hour after you left. And we figured out that it was definitely the button. It was definitely that button that got dislodged on me. Because we were able to trigger the effect on and off. Just by grounding the area in the button that wasn't grounded. So the good news is at least we'll be able to modify the enclosure if I can't get this thing working, right? So that's good. Okay. Need a cable. Cable. Man, I gotta say, I know it's not like super zoomed in or anything, but I love this new tripod setup. I feel like I can move. I can get up and move around. I feel so free. I really do. I feel free. Yeah. I mean, it's a cool pedal. I mean, it's a super cool pedal, right? Oh wait, that's the input, right? Yeah, see it. Oh. Okay, so it hit the. So, okay. So it's. The button has been pressed. Check it out. We've got an amber light. So the button is pressed, but it's not popping back up. Check it. That internal button isn't popping back up still. I think I need to do more cleaning. Still sticking. It's sticking. But the good news is that at least it engaged the button. So that's really good. We're making progress. That is huge progress for us. Right? That's huge progress. It's a real drag that you have to disassemble it every time you want to test the stupid thing, though. I think it might have just gotten caught on something on the inside of the enclosure, because I just took out this screw and it seems to have dislodged it. Yeah. We had figured that out. So I've got one of those, I've got like those, you know, the style of guitar button that doesn't make any sound. So it's like more like a momentary button. I've got some of those. So worst case scenario is we could modify the enclosure so that it, so that we could, you know, have an on-off switch maybe somewhere else off to the side of this, like maybe have it set up here, little on-off switch. And yeah, we could do that too, right? And then just keep this as the tap tempo if we wanted to. You know? So we need to take a look and see. I think this needs to be cleaned more. There's still some residue. I can still see residue. I'm going to actually get a little, maybe I'll try a little like X-Acto knife, or maybe even just like a fine, like a small screwdriver, and just kind of see if I can kind of remove more of that super glue that I accidentally spilled around the edges. Yeah. But it looks like there's no damage to this button, the surrounding of the button. So I think that it's hitting it in the center, which is really good. So let's just keep trying. Also, I was thinking too, I was also thinking that it could also just be a pedal that needs to be engaged with your foot, right? Like you need a little bit more pressure behind it. I've been trying to do it with my hand, but it might not be that kind of pedal, right? Not everything. This thing came out pre desktop pedals, right? like where people were like putting them on their desk. It was meant to be a guitar player's pedal, right? So, yeah, there's definitely still some residue. Yeah, yeah, exactly. I mean, that's probably why it got broke, right? Like the little tabs that were holding this plastic piece in. Yeah. I mean, the gentleman who I'm fixing this for, he played in like a, I don't want to say like a harder, you know, like an alternative rock band, I think, when he was using this a lot. So, alternative rock. So, you know. So he probably was, you know, heavy-footed. Heavy foot. I think he's a pretty tall guy, too. So there you go. Anyway, let's get this schmutz off. And then hopefully that's the end of it. That would be fantastic. I do have to say it's very fiddly, though. I can see why they got away from this enclosure design. Yeah. Not the best. I get why the metal, they use the metal, which is great. But oh shit. My Q-tip went inside the... Uh-oh. Went inside the bottle. Oh well. Whatever. So that's all the residue that came off. Yeah, no, it's not. You're right. I'm sure it's a... you know, it's one of those things. I'm sure it was like a cost-saving thing. You know, this is probably cheaper than like a button. Maybe. I don't know. Or somebody just was like, you know what? I really want to make my own button. I really do. Which I can appreciate the challenge. But, yeah. Anyway. There's, by the way, guys, I forgot to tell you, there's another person who joined the Discord pretty recently. And it sounds like, I forget his name. Just one sec, let me look it up. I just wanted to tell you guys, because I was chatting with him on Instagram. No, not Angelos. Angelos is his name. And he messaged me because it sounds like he's also in some sort of electronics engineering program. And he also wants to build an SP-1200 for his like major project. Or his final kind of like project in school, which I thought was so cool. I believe he said he's in Greece. So it's pretty neat. Pretty neat, all these people that we're getting a chance to meet. Enchilada, I believe, is from Australia. And yeah, so he's tagging along now too. And it's pretty cool. It's pretty neat. Pretty neat, all, you know, all these people that are joining the community. It's awesome. Yeah, I wonder. I mean, I know that I was looking. Actually, Ed, it's funny you mentioned that because before I came on, I was looking online to see if there was like another version of this enclosure that they did with another pedal, and all I could find was a what do you call it? Was a reverb of this, which is probably why they didn't continue with the design. I guess the thing is too is they probably, you know what? Now that we're talking about this switch, I was thinking that they probably they needed something that was going to press two buttons at the same time, essentially, right? And I don't know if they make a double pole, or they needed one for the tap tempo, right? So that like when you press it on heavier, it engages the device, right? So you give it a little bit more weight to it. It turns on the effect. And then if you just go like this, you can tap tempo without turning it on and off. Testing right side up to see if the spring back. Yes, that's right, Russ. Yep. I'm just wondering if that's why they went with this design for the tap tempo, so that you could turn on so you could press a little bit harder, turn on the effect, and then just tap. Right? Maybe not. Maybe my guess is way off base. It still looks like there's residue on there, but I think I'm going to try it again. It's kind of hard to see in this light, but you can kind of see like there might be some residue on it, but I say we give it a shot one more time. Hopefully it stays this time. Make sure nothing is, you know what, this battery lead is kind of longer, so I just want to make sure that it doesn't get in the way. Yeah, it's plausible. I don't know if it's right, but, you know, I mean, it's, you know, it could be. All right, let's put our screws back in, right? Let's do that. I mean, it seems silly, but I mean, it could work. So really excited to get that other video out next week. Because after that, I mean, we're looking at, you know, getting into the nitty gritty of stuff, right? Like actually building the the sampling stuff, right? I'm super excited about that. Okay. Are you popping back? Nope. Still getting caught. Still getting caught. See how it's not popping back. It's like it's getting caught on something. Okay. So let's do the dry eraser idea. Yeah. God, what a pain. But I guess, you know, like if I had an actual part, it'd be one thing, right? If I had a replacement part and this was still happening, then I'd be pissed. But at least I'm doing it with a you know, with a hacked kind of way of fixing it. So it's definitely stuck. Yeah, it seems like it's still got residue on the, like something, like there must be residue on the bottom of the button now. You know what? There's a little opening here. See if I can show you guys. See, there's a little opening right in there. Right here, in there. I might be able to get a Q-tip in there and get some nail polish remover in there. See if that'll help things out a bit. God, what a pain. I don't think I have like the spring upside down or something stupid like that. I got a little bit of sandpaper here that I could sand around, kind of like sand around this sort of like shaft of this thing. And it looks like it might, because it looks like it might be getting caught here. God, that's annoying. Yeah, it's like it's not quite centered in the hole. All right. Oh boy. What have I got? Let's go with a little tiny. Let's use like a little tiny piece of sandpaper. Hey. Uh-oh. There goes the lid. But now I can get up and move around. Yeah, I know. Yeah, that would really ruin the whole experience, wouldn't it? Having to take off that sleeve. So now I'm just taking a little sandpaper and maybe trying to get it so that it doesn't stay caught. But my concern is that it's on the other side of the button that it's getting caught. It's when you press down really hard that it's getting caught. Shoot. Let's see if I can... Man, this hinge is just a real pain. Okay. Yeah, it looks like it might be slightly cockeyed in the enclosure, the button. It's kind of hard to see, but it looks like it might be that. I wonder if I could put like a little spacer. A little spacer in there. Maybe that would help. I wonder if I have maybe just some tape to kind of prop it up a little bit. I do have tape. That's worth a shot. Although that might really wear down, right? But it definitely looks like it couldn't be not centered in that hole, and that might be why it's getting caught. Let's think about this for a second. I I do have tape. Tape could at least be sort of proof of concept, right? Let's think about. Let me try some tape. Yeah. Well, I've got this like reflective tape that's a little bit shinier. Yeah. Right? So something like this might work. I just need a little bit of space, right? Just to it's literally like maybe even a millimeter. So let me try just using a little piece of tape. I'm not really I wouldn't give this to him to play on stage. Yeah. Probably not the wisest idea. Okay. It's still got caught. Okay, let's think about this for a second. It's still getting caught sort of in this area here. This top area of that shaft. So when you go like that, it gets caught. When you press that really hard, it gets caught. So what I think is what's happening is that it's not sitting straight in the hole, so it's getting lodged. So the question is that what could I, yeah. So I have to think about that, because if it's crooked in the hole, right? Then that's going to be harder to fix, because it's a metal enclosure. So I would need something pretty substantial and robust so that it would stay straight. And I think that's what it is, because you can see it better here, I think, maybe. See how it's not really straight and it's got a lot of play? It's got at least a couple millimeters play, right? The only thing I could think of maybe is that maybe it's not, the sleeve that I've put on isn't big enough. But I don't know. That really sucks though, eh? Oh, you know what it is, I think? I think it goes too deep when you hit it really hard. And it's actually getting caught on the lip of the enclosure. That's what's happening. So it's like when it's getting pressed, it's sort of like getting shoved in a little bit. So adding to that is not going to help, right? Because, okay, that popped out. It's it's funny because it's popping out perfectly now, right? But it even just like if it gets caught at all, right? I don't want to give it to him. Okay. Maybe when yeah, okay, so when I use the button and it really pushes it, it gets caught. Yeah. How am I going to keep it centered in the hole? Well, that's the problem with that, Russ, is that I'm concerned about, I don't know how precise. The problem is that there's those two there's 2 points of contact, right? That's this one I assume is turning on the device, and this one's tap tempo, right? So my concern is that if you turn the device on and go right to tap tempo, is it going to mess with your ability to tap tempo? That's basically what I'm concerned about. That's why I'm just reluctant to add more material. Yeah. But what I'm wondering though is that, yeah, it's like it just gets, that plastic piece just gets, it gets pushed down too far. That's really frustrating. And obviously I don't know the pedal well enough to know what it originally, like how hard you had to press it to turn it on and off, right? That's one of the issues as well. I don't know if you're supposed to be able to press it down that hard or what, but I assume so if he broke it, right? Yeah, it's like getting caught on the lip. Oh, I see where it's actually, I think I see where it's getting caught. I wonder if I can make it get caught. Let me see something actually. Man, what a pain. I really feel like that's the problem, is that it's just not sitting straight enough in the hole. Like it's still not it's still kind of wonky how it's sitting in there. Wonky donkey. That's a real pain. It's just not sitting right in there. I mean, kind of. You know what I could do? Here's a thought. What do you think of this? Like, it definitely looks worn, but yeah, because when I wiggle it, it goes back, no problem. Yeah, like I can feel it being unhooked inside. So let's think about this for a second. Oh, originally, yeah, they had like these little two tabs. I had the plastic, but they were these little really tiny tabs that kind of like keep it in place. And if you go on the Patreon, actually, it's there's a photo of what it's supposed to look like. Let me show you. Let me see if I can pull it up here. So yeah. Yeah, it's still getting stuck when you press the button really hard, Ed. I think that had people's emails in there, so I'm gonna have to edit that part out of this live stream. It might not be up when you guys. Yeah. Yeah, I think I accidentally showed people's emails, so I need to edit that part out. Whoops. So this, I might have to re-up the stream when I'm done, just so you guys know. But yeah, it's just not. It's getting caught. Shoot. Yeah. It's like it when you press it all the way down, it's just not staying straight. And so God, this thing is a real pain to open too. I don't know. Anyway. Yeah, I don't know. I gotta think about this. I really do. I gotta think about it. I'm lost. I'm at a loss. Yeah, the last resort kind of mod that I could do is I could likely remove this button here, which I assume is the on-off, which I think I've proved is the on-off. So I could take this button and could you slide a small piece of plastic between the cap you glued and the shaft that is slightly longer so it forces it to center? Yeah. My thought, yeah, see, I know what you're saying, Russ, and that was kind of my, if I can just get this stupid thing open. God, what a pain. Okay. My thought was of what if I put it inside the enclosure here, so that it like centered it, right? Like in there. I wonder if I could just like place a piece of plastic in there for right now. That would work. just to test the theory. That's why I was thinking like tape. But it was still getting caught when I was doing the tape. But I could do like I could do a couple layers of tape and see, like, you know, like something like that. I just don't know if I have any plastic around. Because then I could at least prove my theory, right? Yeah, that's a good idea. Let's prove that we can get it to turn on and off with like a little bit of help, right? So let's. I mean, I could probably use. You know what? I do have plastic actually. I've got my super glue container. I could use this. This is good. So let's do this. Let's do this. And then I can, so I've got a strip, right? Now I can fold it. Maybe twice, I don't know. Right? And then I can shove it in here. Okay. So now it's getting caught. Now it's getting caught on the plastic. You think thinner, Russ? Yeah, let's try thinner, because I was getting caught on the plastic sheet. I mean, this is pretty thin. Like, that's pretty thin, right? Oh boy, don't go in there. I don't want it to get caught. I might need to make a slightly taller piece so that it's it's like arts and crafts. It's arts and crafts time. Yeah, we'll go slightly. Luckily, I got my dry erase marker. I can do a little mark the plastic so where I know where to cut it. Let's try that. Yeah. The kids love crafts, don't they? Buddies. I hate to break it to you, but it's not getting caught. That's encouraging. Nope, it got caught. The minute I put the enclosure back, yeah, exactly. Eat my shorts indeed. Man, what a pain. Maybe it's just, maybe I need to position it in a different spot. Let's, before before you get too frustrated, Dave. Right? Don't get too frustrated now. Nope. It's just, it keeps getting caught. Maybe I'll try, again, I'll try moving that piece and see if I can. Yeah. Real struggle. I thought for sure that would. Oh, that's even worse. That got really caught. No. Man, what a pain. Okay. 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 Let's think about this. Okay. I'm going to do one more strip and try to wrap the whole interior of the button and see if that helps. Then after that, I've got one more idea that I'm going to fly by everybody, and I won't be able to do it today, but because I don't think I have the tools I need, but I'd like to hear what everybody has to say about this idea. Yeah, no, probably not. It probably doesn't need lubrication. I don't think it would. It seems like it's a issue like a mechanical issue, that it's actually just getting caught. How am I gonna test that, Dave? But I guess yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, you're right, Dave. I just don't, I mean, I guess yeah. I mean, that's not the dumbest idea in the world. I could build up the wall a bit and force it to go straight. But, God, what a pain. So now what I'm trying to do is just get a metal, like a plastic sleeve around this thing. Like a tube, like an inner tube. I need to trim this big time, don't I? Come on, Dave. Get with the program, buddy. Me, Dave. Not you, not the Dave in the chat. So here's, okay, as I'm trying to get this on, I'll say my idea. What if I could try making the hole bigger. Like the hole here, the hole around here. I can try making it bigger. I just have to get the right bit. Okay. Excuse me. Like it gets turned. I can show you. It seems like this piece is sliding out, and this back piece turns the other way, so it gets like dislodged. It gets like lodged in the hole. So what if I did that? Like, what if it was this side? What if I kept it straight like that? Like, what could I put in there? What could I put in there that would keep it straight? Maybe if I go like this? No, that's not big enough. Man, this is frustrating, hey? Like it's so close. I don't think making the hole bigger would help. I don't know if it would help. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, no, I've got it. Earlier in the stream, I had it actually turn off. So it's definitely just like the switch is getting lodged. I can show you. I think it's hard to tell between the different colors. So there's the green, right? It's definitely, I had it, hold on. There. Like, to me, that's like, it's not red, it's orange. It's hard to tell on screen, but it looks orange to me. Is that the same color that you saw, though, Dave? The flashing red? Because Russ was telling me last time that the flashing red meant the battery was dead. Yeah, it looks more orange here. It looks more orange in person. Like, and I got it to turn back on, but this, yeah. See? That's the tap tempo, and I think you're supposed to hit it harder. There we go. Maybe I should, yeah, it won't pop back out. Maybe you're right. Maybe I should verify that it's, you're right. Maybe I should verify that it's actually turning off. Okay. Okay. I don't know if that's true. I think Russ mentioned that it was amber. Amber meant off. I think that's what he said. From the manual, but could be wrong. Could be totally wrong. I don't know. I never looked into it. I was too frustrated after the live stream last week. Too frustrated to care. All right. Right. Yeah. That's right. Yeah, I thought that's what it was. I thought that's what you said, Russ. Yeah. All right, let's plug in the guitar and make sure that we're assuming that it is working, right? Let's just verify that we are getting it to go on and off. Oops. Man, this thing, I tell you, taking a real beating on my soul. So cocky with these repairs sometimes. You gotta, you know. All right, let's turn this guy on. Have I got it on guitar? No, I don't. Okay. Yep. No effect. I've got an amber light, right? Effect is off. That's a dry guitar. Now let's put the echo on. Far out, dude. Far out. Psychedelic. So it works, and like I just got it to turn off, but the plastic piece is stuck. That plastic piece just keeps getting stuck in there. God. Could you imagine being on stage with this? That would be irritating. Irritating AF, as the kids say. Do they say that anymore? I don't know if they do. Come on. Anyway. So we know the button works, right? The button works. It's just that plastic piece is getting lodged. It's getting lodged. All right. Okay. Well, at least we verified that. So we know it works. Ay, 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 ay. All right. Well, I thought I was so clever with that sleeve idea. It won't Like it needs to, like it just keeps getting caught. I wonder if I could wear it down enough that it would just... Like if I just press the button enough, the plastic will wear down enough that it'll just... Maybe if I just wear down the plastic enough? I don't know. I'm frustrated. Frustration level, not quite what it was last week. not quite where I was last week, but I'm still frustrated. Well, fellas, yeah, that's really just a real disappointment. It's a real disappointment. Again, how many weeks has it been with this stupid thing? I don't know. 4 weeks? 4 weeks we've wasted our lives. Let me show you one thing, though. I do have... Oh, wait. Are they in here? Nope, they're not in there. You know what I was just thinking, though? Anyway, I was going to find one of those silent guitar switches. I don't know why I can never find them during the live stream, but I can find them afterwards, no problem. But the one problem with that, right? The problem with the problem with replacing the on-off button with like a more traditional guitar button is that I think the idea is that you can press this thing on, right? And then you can do a hard press and then start tapping right away. So the problem with that is that it would change the way that you would use the pedal, right? So you would go, let's say the switch was beside it, like I was saying, right? So it kind of changes the pedal. That's the problem. That's why I'm not really that keen on doing it. Because then what you would do, let me just zoom out for a second. Because my thought was, right, we take a silent guitar button, put it in a little enclosure like beside it, like a little offshoot where you'd have an on-off button, right? But the problem with that is then you're pressing the button to engage the effect, and then you start tapping tempo. Where with this design, you can start tapping your tempo beforehand, right? Press hard on the 1 or whatever you're counting, and then continue the tap. That's the problem. That's the problem with replacing just the on-off button, right? So what I need is I guess it's, what is it? Yeah. Yeah, or I need to find one that was a double pull, double throw, right? Is that right? Double pull, double throw. But then the problem is that you need to be able to do them individually, right? Because then you would be tapping tempo, right? And you'd be turning the effect on and off all the time. Right? Yeah, exactly. You would need some sort of like halfway switch. Yeah, I don't know what you would call that. Um, yeah, it would be like, I mean, I guess you could figure out a way to. Oh no, you couldn't though. I was gonna say maybe you could figure out electronically, kind of like a way of triggering it on, but that's just like so over engineered. You know what I'm gonna do? This is what I'm gonna do. Okay, this is the plan. Next week, we are 100% not looking at this pedal again. We're going to do something different. I am over it. But in the meantime, what I plan on doing is I'm going to reach out to the owner and let them know the dilemma that's currently being faced. And then we'll see what he says. He might be, he might be like, yeah, man, don't worry about it. That too. Yeah, let the subconscious work on it. But he also might be like, you know what? I don't even use the tap tempo. So let's just get a on off and then I can do my thing. If I can turn it on and off, I don't have to be, I don't have to tap beforehand or whatever. Although, you know what I just thought of? I just thought of something about this. Is that you can tap prior to engaging the pedal on and off. You can adjust the tempo prior to it being on and off, right? So technically what you could do is I could still have my external toggle button for turning the effect on and off, and you could just preset it, right? I guess, it would be whether or not you're adjusting the delay time during a song. That's where you need the ability to do on off and tap tempo at the same time, right? So I think that's what I'll probably end up doing, is reaching out to him and just saying like, listen, this is where I'm at with it. Well, yeah, I mean, I think he was hoping to, I agree, Russ. I think Ed was saying that he's seen them for $130 on Reverb, right? So, if it were me, I would be fine with just having an external on-off button, but I'm going to have to see what he says. And it wouldn't really be that much I already have the buttons, and I think the buttons are, you know, a couple bucks each, and then maybe just like a little, you know, little steel enclosure for it would probably be like 10 bucks or something. So I don't know. I just don't know if it's worth it. But yeah, I'm going to have to talk to him just because like, it's just, you can't use it, right? It would look cool. Yeah, definitely. It would definitely look cool on a pedal board. And it would probably be, there's probably like as a player, it would probably make a lot more sense if you could just be like, that's the on off. You know what I mean? But again, I'll have to see if if that's something that he's fine with, or if he wants me to continue down the road of trying to fix this switch. But yeah, I'll definitely think on it for a bit. And I just don't know how successful I'm going to be at removing that sleeve. So, you know, like there's just a lot of factors. It's, yeah, it's a real pain. Anyway. Yeah, that's an idea too. I could definitely do that. So there's less travel, right? I wonder if I can mount it like there. If I can mount the switch on the side so that you have kind of like the like you're saying, either on the side of the actual pedal. I gotta get used to this Chad beating in the way. Like on the side of the pedal, like where you could just be like blam, and then get on top and start tapping, or maybe just like an actual push button right there where you go doot doot, and then you could start tapping on this side. I don't know. Yeah, sure. Hook it up to the clapper. I said that's actually a really good idea. We should do that. Do a sound activated. But yeah. Anyway, what a drag, eh? Thought the magic was gonna happen this week. Haven't got the Christmas miracle that I've been looking for. But anyway. All right. Well, it's been a real hoot. As always, thank you all for coming. Dave, Russ, Brian, Ed, thank you all for coming as always. Yeah, just so you all know, I'm going to be removing the video for this momentarily. If you want to look back on this delightful time that we've had, not fixing this pedal again. But it will be removed while I edit out that portion where I stupidly had my Patreon account open. I got to stop doing that. I'm really bad for that. So yeah, I'm going to take that section out and then I'll re-upload the video. Okay. Anyways, thanks for coming, and new video for the S3-1200 will be out on Wednesday the whatever, I guess the 10th. Is that the 10th? Maybe something like that. 9th or 10th or 11th, something like that. So on the 11th, yeah, that day, new S3-1200 video focusing on the ESP32. Yeah. If I can't think of a good idea, no, not if. I think next week we're just going to move on to something else while I think about this some more, and I'll talk to the owner, see what he says, see what he wants to do. I'll post an update on the Patreon, what he gets back to me, just so everybody's in the loop, you know, in terms of what we're going to do next. So, anyways, thank you again, and I hope you all have a great weekend. Enjoy the rest of your week, And yeah, that's it. Take it easy, guys.